am the Lord. Nelson, that is. Quite shocking.
This is Danielle Weber, and you're listening to Live and Loud with the Lord. Nelson, that is.
Yeah. Perfect.
I nailed it. Even Alessandra's like, yeah, you did.
Been driving my car, can't stop just yet, I'm living like a rock star. Feel eyes on me, don't make me scream, make me plead. Don't give me a sympathy, tired of the bigotry. Learn my process, fight for those less, give it my best for one for all. Nah, 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 nah. God bless you all. We'll see you soon.
What's up?
Hi.
How's it going?
Hello.
How are you doing? Listen, that's a great way to come in. I love it. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, man. How about
Guys
yourself?
and gals, of course, I say guys, I mean everybody, but guys and gals, of course, you know, ladies first always. Got to give you respect always. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters around the world, you already know who this is and what this is, but I'm going to tell you again, this is Live and Loud with the Lord. Nelson, that is. Yeah, the big guy with the big show in association with the CMS Network and 5 Royals ENT. Now, listen, when I tell you we bring you nothing but the greatness to this platform, believe me when I say today is no different. We're talking about a band that embodies energy, power, and the undeniable rock spirit. They've been shaking the ground and turning heads everywhere they perform. This is a true statement. With guitar screaming, drummers pounding, and vocals that cut straight through your chest. They are more than just music. They are an experience, and you know the Lord. Nelson, that is, once again, only deals with the real. So trust me when I say this amazing band is the real deal. So sit back, relax, or better yet, if you want to get up and dance or whatever when you listen to their music, because this right here is greatness. So without further ado, we bring to you the ready to rock the entire world, RōZY. What's going on?
That was so great.
I know. Can we have that for like our website?
Of course. What are you talking about? It's all love.
That was so good.
So who do we have with us here?
Shoot. Okay, well, I'm Zoe. I'm the lead singer and rhythm guitar player.
I'm Molly. I'm the drummer.
Period.
I'm Brandon. I play lead guitar.
And I'm Eris, and I play bass.
Yeah.
Period. We are RōZY.
RōZY.
So let me say, so I had everything, and I was like, Eris. I didn't know whether it was Ari or Eris. So I said, let me just let them do what they do.
Yeah.
And it'll be good because I was thinking so many things in my head. You know, like what's the Entourage? You know, it was Ari on Entourage.
Yeah.
So that's where my mind. You know. Anyway. So my first question always is, where are you guys from?
We are out of Houston, Texas.
Yes. Us three are from Houston.
And I'm from San Diego,
Yeah.
Southern California.
San Diego. Okay, I was going to go to Anchorman. But
Santiago.
yes, indeed. San Diego. Indeed. So what's the best thing about being from Houston?
Best thing about being from Houston, the good food.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
very diverse.
It
Yeah.
is.
You could go,
Yeah.
you can find everything within 10 to 20 minutes of where you're at.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool. I
Pretty
enjoy
great.
it.
Mexican, Asian right here. You only in Houston.
You talking about two great foods, man. That's indeed.
Yeah.
So, Iris, what about San Diego? What's up with what's out there?
I mean, it might have the best weather on the planet, but that you can surf, skateboard, and snowboard all in a day if you so choose. So it's good. Houston has grown on me a teeny tiny bit, but it is hard to leave San Diego. So
I
We
got
don't-
you.
We don't blame him at all.
Yeah. Let's go back.
Indeed. So, for those who may be hearing about RōZY for the first time, can you share the story behind the band's name and how you came together to form this amazing powerhouse?
Yeah.
So
We were under a different name for how long was that? A lot of years. Because the band originally started with me and Zoe.
Yeah.
We were a duo for a really long
you
time.
guys are sisters.
yeah,
We are sisters, yeah. So easy to practice.
Yeah.
Easy to keep up with each other.
Sure.
You know, we kept it that way for a while.
Hey, White Stripes like.
Yes, yeah, and we played all the time. But then people were mentioning we need a third.
We need a
and-
bass player.
Yeah, we need a bass player, and we were resistant at first. But
Very.
then we found Brandon,
Yeah.
and he was literally our first ever to like do it with us.
First call.
Yeah,
Yeah.
first call, first everything, and it just meshed so well. And that was in like 2016. In 2018, that's when we changed our name because we were under a different name previously. And our name RōZY is actually RōZY the Riveter.
Yeah, we got it from World
to
War
do it.
II.
Yeah, and it was actually our dad that came up with that, and we were like, "That's
Awesome.
perfect.
Yeah.
It's catchy, it's cute. You know, it's us. We're 18 now. You know, we can switch it up." And
Yeah. And it's about like no matter what, you could do anything you put your mind to.
yeah,
You know, like that's really what we're about.
yeah, definitely. What was the other question?
It was, and how did we become?
Oh yeah, I guess I kind of answered that too.
And so we had a revolving door of bass players for a while because Bimar played with us on bass for what, almost
Till 2019.
20,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah, until 2019, and then we had a
wouldn't-
bunch of people going through the bass because he's a great guitar
Yeah.
player,
Mhm.
and we were like, we need to showcase that more. So we went through a few bass players, and about almost 3 years ago now,
I moved out here 3 years ago.
He was
Yeah.
like,
I just got the Google memory to.
That's crazy.
yeah, and we were looking for a third person, and a friend of mine at the time, or fourth person, sorry, and a friend of mine at the time was like, hey, I got a guy coming down to play with this country artist, but I know he likes rock.
Right.
Here's the info, and we hit him up, and
Yeah.
that's
And my third gig, we were on a festival with Godsmack.
yeah.
Wow.
So after that, it was like, okay, this is pretty fun. I don't know if I could not do that.
Yes, it was definitely the missing piece.
Yeah,
you know.
it was like we're backstage, and Molly and Brandon, we don't take celebratory like shots really. Like when we play, we're very much
Yeah.
business. Like we're business, and then once we're done playing, then you can have your fun. But we took some, and I don't know if it was before or after the show, but I remember Molly and Brandon both like, he's got to stay in the band. He's got to be in the
We gotta
band. Whatever we
keep
got to do,
him.
we got to keep him. He can't leave. So yeah, it worked out.
Yeah, it's great.
Awesome. Now, listen, all the parts are perfectly. It's like all the bullets are in the gun, and it's amazing. So each one of you are so talented. You really, really are. So Houston is known for its diverse music scene, and just like you were saying with the food, also so hip hop, country, blues, and more. How has growing up in that environment influenced your sound and direction as a rock band?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I know. It's kind of weird because like before when it was just us three, there wasn't really like
A rock scene.
like a scene or anything.
If you want
At
like
least
heavy metal,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
we-
saying?
Yeah, and so we played with a lot of like older gentlemen, and that's how we got, you know, we fit in with the rock, you know what I mean? Because
Right,
they were so shocked when we would like bust out Still of the Night or something.
Yeah.
But so that's kind of where we were at. But now there's like a completely different like 180. There's all these like this new generation of like younger bands that know us that we had no idea they knew who we were.
Yeah.
They were just kind of like behind the scenes building themselves, and now they're all in this scene together, and we've kind of become a part of that in a way.
Awesome.
We've kind of been like their role model in a sense,
which
too.
Is crazy.
But
we never expected that.
Yeah, because we went from playing with a bunch of old dudes to all of a sudden there's these kids, you know.
Now we're the old dudes.
We're old dudes.
No, you're not. But I understand that.
We're the role models. We're like, when did this happen?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but that's how it's kind of been.
Yeah, and we were the only girls. Like, there were the only band that had like female fronted. Really, I mean, that was doing what we did.
Yeah,
so
consistently.
Yeah, so it's very different now. Seeing like just girl power popping through. You know, like we're all about it, and you know. I think it's awesome to see that like the younger generations are now being like, yeah, let's freaking do it, you know?
Yeah.
No, awesome, great. And so that takes me right into my next question for you is rock music has a long history of male dominance, but you guys have, you know, carving out your own lane with strength and authenticity, which I love. So how has your experience been as women in rock? Gentlemen, if you don't mind me, you know, asking these young ladies, and what message do you want to send to young artists looking up to you?
Man, honestly, because like even like now when we go up on stage and we're like preparing and like setting up our stuff, we still get looks and stuff.
We
get
very vibes. Yeah, it's not really, like after we play.
Yeah, like really quickly. It's like immediate. People see us go up there and they're like, like they don't really expect too much.
Yeah,
and that's just kind of how it's always been. It was more rough when it was just us two.
Yeah,
playing
novelty people.
Yeah, and we would do, which we still do, but we would do 4-hour cover or 3-hour cover gigs at the time, just me and her. And so people didn't know what to expect.
They just see kids.
Yeah, they just see like children.
Yeah,
young girls, and you know, you just kind of expect like Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
like you know, the uppy vibes. But then we like bust out all these rock songs, and they're like, oh, and all these like old school songs that our parents raised us on.
Right.
And so we shocked them all, and then especially now, like. I feel like kind of we have like a respect now, like in the community where people kind of know what to expect from us now. Like as far as our original music and everything, because we've been around so long. But yeah, it was definitely difficult just growing up being girls and trying to fit in and, you know, not get looked down on just because we're smaller.
Yeah. You know. I feel like too, like at least our mom instilled this when we were younger. It's like, you know, being a woman in such a male-dominated industry, you know, like she said, you're already going to get the looks, you're already going to get the prejudged. So you have to be twice as good, you know, like you really do. That way no one can deny how good you are, regardless if you're a girl, regardless if you know, present yourself a certain way. Like, no, you know, you can say and think what you want, but you can't deny the talent's good. You know what I'm saying?
And they instilled in us to be nice.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are so, like, cutthroat. I'm like, dude, it's not that serious. Like, calm down. Like, let's just all be homies together, you know? And so that definitely helped us, too. Because once they prejudge us and then they see us and they see, oh, they're nice, too, they feel bad, you know? And so that ain't us. We're just doing what we were taught, you know? So it's good.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to mom and dad for, you know, supporting you and giving you that foundation. It just, I don't know. I just love you guys. I'm not going to lie to you. I was just sitting there, like, you know, sitting with your catalog as I was, you know, writing these questions. And I'm like, they are amazing. And so some of my friends I was telling you guys before, I was just like, hey, do you know RōZY? Do you know? I said, I'm going to have a conversation with them. And then one of them, the younger guy, Zach, he was just like, oh, yeah, me and my friends, we definitely know who they are. And I was just like, he's like, they're amazing. And I said, yes, they are. I said, yes, they are. And I was just like, so anyway, I'll get to the question because I got something else to ask you because it's amazing. It's amazing. But your music has such raw power and emotional honesty. Where do you pull these ideas from for your songs?
Mostly Zoe.
Zoe.
As far as the lyrics.
Yeah, I'm a very emotional person. I have a big heart. And I love and I care and I feel very deeply.
Right.
And originally my mom did this for us as like an outlet, so that way if we couldn't come to her or talk to her or my dad, we could write it out, and it's more of like a healthy, outlet for us to express
Wow.
ourselves.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm so grateful. I'm so
They have
grateful.
great parents. Thank God.
And yeah, and so a lot of the songs are, where I was at a point in time. I love love. I love happy love. Obviously it's not always great and joyous. But I really do, and I feel like a lot of the emotions and things that I've gone through and felt, I feel like there are other people out there that feel that way as well.
Mhm.
And I'm very big on whatever you write. Like, there's so much negativity in the world. I think if you can go and combat that with, like, there's always a light at the end, or there's always a
Yes.
positive outlook. That's really the message of every song we write, and I come up with the lyrics, but they all make it sound as badass. Like, it's straight up. It goes hand in hand. I love everybody's input and their ideas, and Bimar and Eris are both so shreddy, and so, like, they both went to college for music. We didn't. And so to have that extra layer of, like, actual, like, theory and,
color.
yeah,
Palette.
exactly. Yeah, it's such a blessing.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think together we make a great team and make really, really cool music.
Yeah.
So Brandon and Ars, let me ask you this question though. So she just said something of that you guys went to school for music, and I have a few friends that have masters in music, right? Do you think that it's ever put you in a box, and playing with these two young ladies, has it opened you up to not be in that box?
Yeah, I could definitely understand that. Like, I have a bachelor's in guitar performance, Musicians Institute, which is a fancy way of saying I sat and played a lot of guitar for years, right? And I do think there's something that's really cool, because I know all of the jargon and I know how to explain what's happening, but it's really interesting seeing the girls' perspective on things where, they know all this stuff, but they don't necessarily have the verbiage to, like, get it across. So it is really cool kind of like seeing that there's this, language that's happening and they understand it. They just don't know how to exactly express it. And it's really it's fun to be broken out of boxes in terms of where in my head, I might go through a little bit more methodically and say, like, okay, well, this is what we need, or this is where this should go. And Zoe will be like, well, I don't really like that. Like, let's do this. Or, like, a perfect example will be, I was working on a song the other day, and the one part of the song I didn't like that I had written out is the thing that she latched onto and made, like, the hook around. So therefore, I'm like, okay, well, my opinion is just completely just not valid at this point, right? Like, but it was cool because it was like, I think that just goes to show the perspective. And what I really like about RōZY is when we go write these songs, at least this unit, I know it was different in the past, but we all kind of sit down in a room together and, like, typically, like, do the whole thing. Like, there might be a time where, like, Brandon brings in an idea, but we haven't really been like, no one has brought a whole song like in its fully conceived, and then we work on it. It's always like we have one or two things, and then the whole song will get fleshed out in,
that's
like,
amazing.
3 or 4 hours, which I think is really cool and really unique, and maybe is something that used to happen more, maybe doesn't happen as much anymore, but, like, in all the bands that I've been in, that doesn't really, I've never experienced that. And it's cool to, like, really see it kind of come together.
Yeah.
So.
No, awesome. That's listen, that's definitely awesome. You guys are so talented, man. And once again, I can sit up here and just go on a tangent over here about you guys and how I feel about you. And I just want you to know that it's authentic of what I'm saying. I wouldn't lie to you. I am the Lord. The Lord does not lie. Nelson, that is still though, but it's all beautiful. So the live show is where a band really proves themselves. And RōZY is known for high energy and a commanding presence. So how do you prepare mentally and physically to deliver that kind of intensity every time you hit the stage?
Sometimes I'll stretch. No, honestly, it's just it's exciting to just get on stage. Like sometimes I'll be drowsy before the stage,
Yeah.
and it's not until we like get there that I'm like freaking pumped.
The intro.
Yeah, exactly. Our intro gets me so hyped. So that kind of like gets me in the headspace they're usually short shows, 30 to 45 minutes. So it's a sprint. So
Yeah.
like I'm always thinking like let's make every moment count.
Mhm.
Every moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we've taken a lot of inspiration from like a lot of classic 80s rock bands, like just watch shows. Like I remember we did that for a while. You know, we were just studying it. Because I mean, bottom line, people are coming to see you. You want to give them an experience.
Yeah.
You know, you want to like
Make them feel a part of it.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, it's a different. No one's going out there. Well, not no one, but you know, people are coming from their 9 to 5, you know, to come see you, to kind of get away from life.
Yeah.
You know, and so you need, you know, we very much like to be as in your face, out there, you know, to where you're like grateful you spent your money to come watch us play.
Exactly.
You know, by the end of it, we're sweating.
We're so tired.
More than others.
Yeah.
Some more than others. We're sweating our butts off, and you know we're going and taking pictures. The makeup's kind of jacked up, and you know, but we're like to us that's like we did our job.
Yeah.
You know, like we did our job. You enjoyed it. You know, that's
We definitely put a lot of like time into how our show is like done. Yeah, like we put the time in for sure. And like honestly, a lot of our great ideas are this dude here. Like he has such like a creative like vision for us that we at Three Piece like were struggling with. Like we needed some kind of guidance of something. And that's why I said earlier like he was the missing piece, because he like could see the potential from like an outsider perspective, and he totally just like revamped. I mean, we all, you know, put in the work,
of course,
you know, but he totally like told us the vision, like allowed us to be uncomfortable with a couple things only to make it better. You know, but I think that's what sets us apart from other bands. We put the time in and we really care about it. Yeah. And we meet each other almost every day. Yeah. And talk about things and what to improve on and all that stuff. But it's paying off because you love us. And
listen, most definitely. You guys are, you get it. You're entertainers. You understand that that's what you're up there to do, is entertain. And you said something earlier. You want the fans to be a part of it. And I always say this right here. It's like they're not in the moment. They become a part of your moment, and you become one. And now there's that energy transference from them to you and you to them. And it's just all one big thing together. And it's a beautiful thing, especially when they're, you know, singing your songs with you. It's just a magnificent thing. I've been there. I've enjoyed it. You know, my time with Stuck Mojo and with Ryan, you know. Yeah. Listen, Ryan is, I always got to big him up. He's one of the greatest human beings in the world. That's my brother. We were born on the same day. And we toured together for a whole month in Europe. And he's one of the greatest guys in the world. Anyway, I can go on a tangent on that one too, but that's my guy. But no, what you were saying is true. You just want them to really be a part of what you're doing. And you guys really have that energy, and you have the look and all those things. It's just magnificent. It really is. So you've opened and played alongside some big names in rock. So what's the most valuable lesson or piece of advice you've picked up from those experiences?
I honestly would say, maybe forgive me from overstepping or from, you know, but I will say it's not really a lesson. It's more so a confirmation. We try really hard to be very polite, to be on time, to be very respectful of other people's time. You know, we understand we're still an opener for a lot of those acts, or, you know, even for direct support, whatever. Like, you're not the show. The headliner's the show. Your job is to warm them up, like their crowd up. That way when they get up there, it's ready to go, and it's go time, you know, for them. And like, I guess most recently we opened up for Neon Trees, which is, you know, not necessarily like rock, but we opened up for them a few months ago, and we ended up talking with them after the show, and they were like, thank you guys so much for being so professional. Thank you for being on time. Thank you for, you know, getting off the stage, getting on the stage, you know. They were like, it's so refreshing to see someone, like a band, do that. You know, and I was like, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. But some professionals show us what not to do as well.
Right.
Like when he took like forever at sound check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we didn't get a sound check.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Which,
I've been there.
when we're near the opener, it's unfortunately like, it's just kind of a look at the draw.
Yeah.
Right.
You just hope everybody's going to be respectful with one another for, again, their time and their, coming out. And like when we headline, we always make sure every single band gets a sound check.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Always make sure, because we know how it feels to,
Good check.
you're going to get, exactly. You're going to get a sound check. And then it's like, actually, no, we're just going to throw you up there. And you get like 2 minutes and your tracks aren't working. Oh, well, go.
Have fun.
Have fun. And then your second cut short too on top of that, So we just, everybody has been at every level at some point, you know, you're at. And so it's just, you got to be respectful to one another. And, we're all just trying to make it.
Yeah.
We're all
Love that. Love the energy. You're speaking nothing but the truth, and you say that so well. Yes, we've all been there. And I can just remember being on tour with Stuck Mojo, and here I am, because I'm the second guy that was the lead singer, but it's like, I'm just out there. I just want to enjoy the moment and just do the music. I wasn't worried about all the other crazy stuff, but there was crazy things going on. But I don't, Zoe, I'm kind of like you. I love and I'm a positive person. So every day I'm just like, small thing to a giant. Let's just do what we have to do. They're like, Lord, you're 6'5", 300 pounds. You need more room right here. I'm just like, nah, I'll make it work. It's all good. Let's just get out here and do what we do and have a good time. But yes, there are other bands out there who are smelling themselves. And like I like to say, control your skunk. We don't need that. Just control all of that. But the majority of people that I've been around have always shown me love. They really have. I haven't had a whole lot of people that have shown me any kind of hate. Now, maybe some other people in the band, they might not like them, but me, it's always been good. And, one of our greatest times, other than touring with Vengeance with Ryan, we toured with Volbeat. And that was
cool, man. That's cool.
I mean, it's branded in my mind for it's branded in my mind forever. I mean, it really, really. So I understand what you're saying. It's really good, and I'm glad that you guys are like that, most definitely. And I can tell anyway, though. So every band has their defining moment when they realize they have something special. So can you recall that moment for you guys?
Ooh, oh my gosh. Wait, what gig was it?
Molly knows.
It was for me, as it had never happened. Was it Neon Trees? Okay, we played at Warehouse Live and in Houston. And we were the opener for a band, and we came out of like the back because we had just finished, and everybody was like, oh my God. Remember, they were like high-fiving us, and like we were walking through the show. Was it? Oh my gosh!
We did mess that shit up,
dude. We did. We came to play. We didn't come to play. We came to win.
But like that, also, I think the thing that made it different was like that audience, like the age group and the like that was our audience. Like if we had a metric like that audience, and it was packed.
Yeah,
like
the demo.
That was the demographic. Like they loved us, and I was like, oh my gosh, this has never happened before. Because we were just trying to get to the merch table because like we had just finished, and they were like, "Hi, five, oh my god!" And we were just like being bombarded, like walking. I was like, oh my gosh,
we did a good show when we did Crybaby, and we make everybody get down for the bridge, and everybody got down.
Yeah, like
that's
physically.
And everybody, I was like, oh, yes,
this is going to be great. That was my moment, though.
That was your moment?
Yeah.
Go ahead, you guys. I don't know what my moment was.
I think my moment, which is it's a very different moment, was we were at Brandon's house, because that's where we all rehearse. And it was before all of this. It was after BuzzFest, and we all sat down and we're like, let's do this for real.
Right.
Like, let's sit down and let's meet 4 times a week.
Quit our jobs.
Yeah, let's all like just eject everything.
Right.
And for me, I think that was a big deal because, moving from home, I moved out here to play guitar for a country guy. And it just wasn't what I was sold when I moved. And so to be able to kind of finding 4 people to do anything, moving together is really difficult, period, end of story. And so that was the moment where all of us kind of were like, okay, let's collectively make this sacrifice in our individual lives to do this thing. And I think that will always be the moment in my head where it was like, for me, RōZY was kind of like actually born. Obviously, like it existed and, you know, all those things. But for me in my head, like this unit, that is when we all said, okay, let's do this thing.
Yeah.
And so I think that will forever be with the Chipotle bag in front of me at the kitchen counter. Like, I think that will just forever be like, yeah, that was it. And that's my thing. Because after that, I just felt like we're all good. We've all put the time in.
Yeah.
There's so much collective experience. Like, there's nothing in my head as long as we sit down and do it, like we can get where we want to go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think my moment was the first time we wrote, we wrote "Welcome to the Show."
Oh my gosh, so
Welcome to the show.
Song we ever wrote, and like sat down to really do it, and it was just like such an awesome culmination of like the influence.
Yeah.
And it was really easy to write. I think like everybody wasn't afraid to like express their idea, and we pretty much wrote the whole thing in like a day.
Yeah.
I think I was like, yeah, we got something good here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so see, listen, I love when when my guests go into things that, you know, was one of my questions, and that was coming up in a little bit. Welcome to the show. So I'm glad you talked about. So what is it about Welcome to the Show? I mean, it's such a dope song video. You guys are amazing. I'm telling you. So what was it about that? What was that creative process, you know, making that song?
Well, the vibe, at least the vibe I was going for, was like, you know, the band The Struts.
Yes, of course.
So we all collectively, when we played with Godsmack, they were one of the bands that was also on the bill.
Awesome.
And watching them was just like so good. They're such a wonderful, fun band. And we were like, we need something like that, like kind of like how their sound is. And so we wanted it. I was like, let's make it like strut, like you're strutting a catwalk.
Yes.
And so that's kind of like what the original vision in my mind we were going for.
They kind of set the tempo.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
because you know you could strut and walk and
Yeah. And that was the first song. So we were like still experimenting too. And honestly, we still are like to this day, like trying to find like our sound.
Yeah.
If it's even
Really?
necessary, you know, because like that's just something we're figuring out. But that was I'm trying to remember the experience. It's kind of a blur.
It started with bass line.
yeah, sort of. I had this really goofy.
We had something else, and then you popped that out.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, we like that.
Yeah, I had this really dumb like bass like synth sound that I was derping around with, and I eventually turned that off. And then I came up with the bass line, and I just remember it was very collaborative. And I think one thing that is a huge testament to everyone in this band, no one is afraid to put an idea out there, but then not use it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's the thing. Most people get really possessive of like, well, it's my idea. I want it in the song. And it's just like, that's not what it's about. It's like, if it's in the song, cool. It doesn't mean it's a bad idea.
because we can't use it later.
Yeah, but it's just like, does it work for what we're trying to do? No. Okay. It gets put somewhere else and there's no animosity or anything. And I feel like with a lot of people, that is not the case.
Yeah.
And that was the first time where I felt like I had experienced that in person with a group of people. And that's why I think, very similar to Brandon, it was one of those like, whoa, this is cool. Like, we have something here with that. So
Awesome. Now,
It just kind of snowballed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I added like, I was thinking like Running with the Devil, kind of like
run with it.
sexy chords.
Sexy chords.
Yeah.
Oh man.
it was fun.
Yeah.
How did you come up with some of your lyrics? Like the Gemini lyrics.
Oh, bro, it's such a meme. Okay, so it was literally a meme. I was scrolling on Instagram Reels, like kind of doom scrolling, and there was, I don't know if it was like The Bachelorette or like something like that, but this girl it was a reality TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this girl was like asking this guy what he does, and he's like, oh, I'm an astrophysicist, and she's like, oh, really? She's like, I'm a Gemini. And he just looked at her so dumb, like, what the hell? And yeah, so that's like, an astrophysicist, yet you respond to Gemini, kind of like, what, huh? But yeah, like, Welcome to the Show's meaning is, we've all done this, I think, individually and collectively for like so long. My sister and I have done this for like 15 years, you know.
Wow.
since we were literal children, you know, and the boys too have done this since they were kids too. So it definitely, the song is like, everything is not like really always what it seems. Like it's the glamour, it's the glitz. Like when you think of a rock, you think of all that, right? But like no one really sees you like crying in the middle of the night, wondering, is this what I'm supposed to be doing with my life? Can I even afford to like pay my car rent? You know, like I don't even have like a house, you know, to myself. Like, how are we going to scrape together money for, you know, gas just to go from point A to point B? We busted 3 tires on the way to freaking coming back home from California this past few weeks. And, you know, how are we going to afford that? Like, it's all the crap, you know, like the mental turmoil you go through with yourself, with the band, with the band's family. Because I will say I'm so grateful. All of our families together are the most supportive unit. Yeah. And I'm so grateful everybody's families like in this to win this with us, you know? But like that in itself is a sacrifice, you know? My parents, like, we didn't come from money at all. They all, like, my parents' money, like, went into this for us. Like, that was, like, our college. That was everything. And, you know, you just see the stress and the emotional toll it takes on everything. And it's like, but people don't see that. You know, they just see what you're playing, what you're doing, and if it sounds good. And it's like, you don't realize, like, blood, sweat, and tears are literally poured into this. And for you to think, like, for you to not even give a crap about it, it's like, okay. Like, or, wow, that was so easy.
Yeah.
You know, like, what?
So much money.
You have so much money, you must be rich. Like, what? No.
Right.
Rich in Jesus' love, you know, but, you know, I don't know. But that's it. That's about it, you know? So that's really what Welcome to the Show is about. It's about the perseverance and, like, just being, like, it's a glimpse into what the reality is of being a rock band in this day and age.
100. You have so many great songs, and, you know, I have some of them pulled up here, and I'm telling you, as I went through and as I was listening, I was just like, man, here I am. I'm just into it. And, you know, I'm just like, I don't care who's looking. I'm just into it. It just feels good. You know, and I was telling my wife, I was just like, this is the best band I've heard in a long time. And I mean, out of, you know, metal and hip hop and everything, you know, I was just like, yo, they are really, really that dope. And then I have 3 children. I let my daughter, my twins, daughter and son. And I just said, hey, listen to this. Have you guys heard of RōZY? Because they're 33. And so I was just like, have you guys heard of RōZY? And then my daughter, she's into, and she was just like, Dad, this is amazing. I said, I know. I'm telling you, that's why I'm trying to bring it to you guys so you guys can really understand it. So being that, I want to go into this question right here. The music industry today is all about connection through streaming, social media, and fan engagement. How do you balance being true to your artistry with also navigating the business side of music?
Eris.
You know, I feel like in my honest opinion, I feel like we lucked out having 2 girls in the band. In all honesty, right? Because it's like a big linchpin of the RōZY brand is, I'll kind of, I guess I'll break it down for you how I think of it in my head, right? Like the first thing is it's female fronted, and beyond that, sister fronted, right? So we have the sisters. And then we've kind of like baked on this layer of like, we all have our individual colors, right? So like even in the interview, like Zoe has her blue on, Molly's got some red on, right. Yellow, I got my green, trying to stay on brand, right?
Gotcha.
So in that, there's an individuality that we're trying to kind of push, but we always lead with it's a sister fronted female rock band, right? So I guess it's really cool to me because I've been in all sorts of bands where it's just all dudes and everyone's got to like have their arms crossed and be all tough. And in this day and age of, you know, being where a band has to be a content creation machine, right? Like have to be able to pump out whatever trend is popping off. Being in a band with 2 sisters where all of us are kind of inherently on the goofy side, just existing, it allows this, like, we don't have to worry about things. Like, we can just full send a really dumb TikTok idea, and it doesn't kind of like combat the brand. And so, therefore, we can exist in this world where we can be authentic. Zoe is, you know, in her words, crybaby. You know, it can be authentic in that where it's like, it doesn't feel, I don't ever feel like we can't post something, it can be something more serious or it can be something more goofy.
Yeah.
Right.
I have never once felt in this band that we have to kind of hide any aspect of ourselves.
Right.
And so when you tie that in with the industry where it's like, put out the content, do this, do that, do this, I feel like we're always able to just move ahead and do it in a way that feels authentic to our brand because we're just kind of living it. Like we're 4 friends with 2 sisters and we do things. We absolutely are trying to come for everybody's head on stage.
Yeah.
Like we talked about the live show earlier.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's our conversion point.
Yes.
Like you can look at us and you can see colors and girls, and maybe you think it's a little corny if you see some of our goofier, like Instagram content or whatever. But once that intro drops, even if you don't like our music, if you come to a show, you're not denying that we have put an obscene amount of time in and that we really love and care about this project.
Yeah, man.
And so I think there's a freedom that comes for me with the business side of things because we have this really strong core, and I feel like the expectations have been lifted for us in terms of content and how we approach things like that, where we can just do. And I feel like a lot of bands get stuck in this rut where they're worried about how it's perceived.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
We already get perceived as being kind of a little goofy and a little silly and maybe something not to be taken too seriously.
Yeah.
And so since that's already kind of like on the books, and I only say that because that's the experience that even me being in the band the least amount of time that I've experienced and I've watched, and I've kind of watched us get written off by other acts or whoever until we're done. Sound guy. Even like these cover shows that we play, we roll in and all these guys or whatever, and then we play 5 songs of their favorite classic rock, whatever, and they're like, "Oh, you guys are awesome," and I was like, "Yeah, well, you didn't need to vibe us from the very beginning."
Yeah.
I just feel like we have a really good spot where we can do what the industry is asking, which is content creation, but we can also just be ourselves.
Yeah.
And I feel like not every band has that. And I feel like some bands feel like they need to, they have to kind of be a little fake to be authentic, or they have this thing in their head. And I feel like none of us have that. And truthfully, I always attribute it to having 2 girls in the band. Because it just allows us to just kind of do our thing. Because they're funny and silly. They're sisters. We have this family kind of oriented thing.
Right, I was going to say that. Yeah.
Serious. I just feel like we've really hit this like nice little niche.
Yeah.
Very well said. I love that. I love you going into it like that. Thank you. I really, really love that because it does matter. And when you say like, I remember when we were on Volbeat. So, Stuck Mojo, we were rap metal, and Volbeat is like, Johnny Cash and just the whole kind of, it's just a vibe. It really is a definite, beautiful vibe. And I watched them for a month and I was just like, man, they're amazing, But the thing is that we had fans in the crowd also that came to see Stuck Mojo because Volbeat was the headliner and we were co-headliner. And the thing is that it took about 2 to 3 songs. And all of a sudden they were like, okay, these guys are really good. And, it just felt good because, at first they're just looking at us like, this is not Volbeat. And then they're like, okay, we love what you're doing. So when you guys say that, I understand it and I can see it with you guys. And I'm going to before I end this, I'm going to say something to you guys also, but I want to go to the next question right now. You guys got me excited. I'm real excited now. Believe me, inside, I'm more excited than I am outside. But you have I'm jumping up, doing flips and the whole 9. So I love your orchestration, your musicianship, arrangement, and overall vibe. So you are next level nice to me. It's the thing I like to say when I say I really, really like people. They're next level nice. And so educate us. You kind of talked about it earlier. Educate us on your creative process, start to end. I want to go over that again.
Yeah. So as far as the song, for instance, yesterday, Eris came up, or you tell, because it was the day before.
I had an idea. And Zoe overheard it and was like, we should work on that tomorrow.
Okay.
I was like, I have lyrics already.
So we all sit down and the idea gets played and everyone just starts going in.
Yeah.
And we'll literally probably play through the idea. Everyone's kind of figuring out the part, like if Brandon brings it in, I'm kind of watching him, trying to learn it. Zoe's going in her head,
Yeah.
trying to figure out the lyrics and kind of humming things, and Molly's, kind of holding it down and maybe trying different things. And we'll just sit and play said idea probably for like 1 to 2 hours. And at the end of it, typically what ends up happening is we've come up with a structure and kind of come up with a form, and it's on the rough side. We'll record it, and then once it gets into the actual system, I will go and I'll make adjustments. Brandon will go and record his guitar parts and then tighten everything up. And then the girls, what I found works best with them is we play it live.
Yeah.
So once we've gotten it to the point where it's like, okay, this is our song, we'll put it in the set. If we're running tracks, I'll track it all out and we'll go. And by the end of like a month, Zoe will have her stuff so locked down. Whenever she comes to record it, it's like 1 or 2 takes, and it's the same every single time. We're trying to get good performances. Molly will have all her stuff laid out. I've noticed Brandon and I can be a little bit more flexible in terms of we do more stuff when we sit down to record, and we'll kind of flesh our parts out. But the girls kind of like to do that live. That's where they feel the most comfortable.
Which is crazy. I think because we're looking at the response of the audience. That's what's important. Like, who cares what I care.
No, but like, who cares what we think? If they don't like it, it doesn't matter.
How is it coming across? Like, does it feel too empty here with this part? Does it feel too much? Like, is there enough dynamic happening? Like, what is the overall vibe? But also, too, live is crazy, too, because, like, we're still like uncomfortable, kind of. Yeah, it's not like a thing that we're used to. And so we're trying to figure that out as well. So I don't know why we're cool with that.
I'm okay with that though, because then too we have people that come up, what was that song?
I know.
Like, they're like, no, I really like that. Or like
they'll like hum the part to us.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's more like that's
how you know.
Like
that's how you
like,
know.
Okay, we're keeping that. You know what I mean? And
but they'll be like, that was good.
Yeah.
That was good. And we're like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it needs to go and be fixed up.
We'll either attribute that to like we're still working on it, or like, okay, yeah, we really need to like fix a few things on this song.
Yeah.
But it also depends where it's at in the set. So it's just like a full thing.
Yeah.
Actually.
I would just much rather watch someone's reaction than make it all pretty prim and proper. And then because I think that'll hurt more, because we put a lot of time in it and then you don't like it. Nah, bro, get out of here with that. I'd rather be sound kind of like somewhat, I don't want to say mid, because even our mids
it's
pretty good. Not trying to toot our own horn, but I think even if it's like that though, it's like, okay, there's still like room, to make it better. And then people will give you insight. I like that, or I don't like that, or that was different, but it was cool, so it's, I don't know. It's just a live feedback.
It's funny because like we didn't even realize we operate that way until he said it.
Yeah.
Like out loud. We were like, you know what, you're right.
Because we did a few songs where we did it the more traditional way, the way that Brandon and I kind of do things, where we sit down and we kind of like you're writing the song while also recording the song in a lot of ways. And I feel like that's a product of like, DAWs and like just laptop music, right?
Yeah.
Like we can sit down, like I can sit and I can do a million guitar takes, but
That's right.
20 years ago, you're spending, hourly at the studio. So you're not doing that. You're going into pre-production and you're preparing something, right?
Indeed.
And so that's kind of our pre-production process is, okay, let's get it to where the song is basically the idea, and then let's see what the girls want to do with it live. And then, I don't know, I can't speak for Brandon, but I know myself, I've been like, I'm gonna go change that now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's good for both of us. One thing I will say though, in the room, it is incredibly collaborative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know you're talking about our process, like. It's to the point where like Molly will be like, hey, Zoe, try this and sing a vocal idea.
Yeah.
Or Brandon's like, hey, Molly, like, what if you tried this on the drums?
Or I won't know how to tell Brandon to play. I don't know how to play a part, so I'll be like, Brandon, go like. And then that's really how Crybaby came about.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to play it, and he was like.
I was like, when you're riff, I started the first half and I was like, I don't know how to end it. And you were like, end it like this.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and you hummed one for a while. You went.
Oh my god!
Yeah, be more, dude. We get each other like that. I'm so grateful because I did guitar because I had to, because it was just a duo. He does guitar. These two love playing guitar, and I think it is so beautiful. I'm okay with being just like a Joan Jett power chord rhythm girl all day. That's fine. Gives you more room to move.
I will say though, don't take it from her though. Don't take it. She loves that thing more than she likes to admit.
When I broke my pinky, I was like, what the hell is what is my life now? What is my life? Doing something for 15 years straight and then I can't. Oh, that was.
You gotta look her up doing Crazy Train solo.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you can find it in the archives.
Listen, I'm just telling you guys are so amazing, and just hearing everything is just like I want to just continue to hear you talk about it.
I love it.
So let me ask you this. So when I was looking at some things, I'm just doing a little research. Let me say it like this. You guys, I feel, should be on another level somewhere. I don't, you say like you, I'm trying to find the right words because I want to say it so you really understand how I'm feeling about what you guys are doing. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't think you guys should ever be opening for anybody.
Wow. You're so nice.
No, I'm not being nice. I'm just telling you how I feel. I love music. And I love all different kinds of music. I'm a military kid. I'm not a genre snob. I love music. And when it hits me, it hits me. And that's what you guys did for me. I was just like, wait a minute, man. What? Who's doing? So you guys are producing it and doing. Do you have anybody else that's working with you?
Right. In terms of, so typically we produce it ourselves. Mm-hmm. I'll sit kind of get through everything and I'll package it all up. And then we have a guy,
recently,
we have a dude that the EP was produced or not produced, but mixed and produced. He did, as we went along, he did more and more production, just additive kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Bryce Bordone, he works out of
Mixed Star Studios,
and he's got his I think his uncle, or
I think it's his uncle.
Somebody, his name is Serb, he's like a giant. Like they do, like he works on like Sabrina Carpenter, Taylor Swift's.
Yes, exactly. So I read it. So I wanted you guys to say it because I'm like, their music is unbelievable. The sounds and mastering is next level, and that's why I'm saying you guys and gals are. You're beyond. And I don't know what it's going to take. I know the music business is so different now. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it's going to be, but to me, you guys should be there. You should be there. You are there already. It's just that whatever it's going to take, I don't know if it's money that people need to put behind you, label. I don't know, but I'm telling you, that's how I feel about what you guys are doing. I think it's amazing. Your sound, your vocals, your orchestration, all of it. It's just amazing. So bravo, I applaud you. I salute you. And I'm not just saying that just because you're on the show. I really, really mean it. If I didn't feel that way, I wouldn't say it to you. I'd be like, hey, nice. This is nice. But honestly, I just wanted you guys to really know that. I've been sitting on this for a few weeks and just like, man, they are so amazing. And I really feel that way. So just kudos to you guys for what you have really, really done. So who are you beyond the music?
Oh, that's so nice of you to say. It's funny. If I'm being so actually, no, I'll let the boys go first because mine is gonna take a second. And yours.
I'm a Christian at the core, mm-hmm. Which was kind of new for me. Like I grew up Christian, but I've learned that like my identity is in Christ. Like you could chop my fingers off and I couldn't play guitar. I'm not a guitarist anymore because I can't play guitar or whatever. Like you can strip me of a lot of things, but at my core, I will always believe, in Jesus Christ.
Of course.
So that's my identity. But yeah, I guess like beyond my faith, I love to play guitar. Not even just for the career, but as a hobby. Like it's like my pastime. It's my soothing, relaxing time. I like to put a video on and just practice scales or practice a favorite song or something.
We can attest.
Yes, he breathes guitar.
Oh my goodness,
he breathes
all the time.
It's kind of crazy. For as long as we've known this man,
you've never been the same since day one.
Yeah, man. Awesome. Seeing him without a guitar is very rare.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's weird.
But I have little hobbies too. I'm trying to get back into skateboarding. I picked up yo-yoing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
A yellow yo-yo.
Dude, it's sick. I love it.
Coming soon for the show.
Coming soon.
You're just taking me back to my youth. That's all. You know, I've been around for something. You're taking me back to my youth. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
We could do that during a show. We need a segment where you have
Oh yeah.
Well, so
That's the next thing.
That's easy.
Heard it here first.
This.
Me, let's see. I feel like the best way I can describe myself is like a suburban Southern Californian kid.
Mm-hmm.
So like I love to surf. That is like if I had to do one thing, it might just be surf.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm training for an Ironman right now, a triathlon.
Really?
Crazy.
Yeah. So both my parents were like very athletic. And I think it just seeped into me more than I realized.
Right.
I like to read, I play fantasy football. I don't like watching movies. Random bits and pieces, unless it's Dune. Yeah, that's perfect. I pick my moments for the movies for sure.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I feel like I'm a very intense person when it comes to the things that I want, and I think that's one of the reasons why this band is working right now, because like I'll just get very consumed with something, and these guys put up with me. Molly kind of like mentioned the fact that like I'm always thinking about something. Like we'll get off a show, and I'll be like, you know what we need? We need.
Yeah.
And I will regurgitate it to said band, and then they will not stop hearing about it until it becomes a part of the show.
Right.
And I think that part of me has like a really cool place to exist right now. And I've found that in my surfing too, where it's just like there's something that I really like about this like it's like a mental thing where you're trying to find and do your like trying to find the right wave and read this amorphous entity that is the ocean, but it's incredibly physical, where it's like you're just going full out.
You could die.
Yeah, like on a big day, get held under. That is the level of excitement, and that is just kind of that's just really cool to me.
Definitely got to be that's adrenaline rush, no doubt. No doubt.
There.
That's so good. I've never heard you say it like that about the waves and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very you.
Yeah.
Okay. let me think. I've realized, especially this year, I'm a very creative person, but like I picked up this hobby of like, or it's side hustle as well, of like painting banners for like customers and stuff, for like parties. And that really relaxes me. I love cartoons and Disney movies. I love going to Disney. We've been there as a unit together. That's like, yeah. So I'm very much a child at heart, and those are the things I like to do. I also am diving in deeper to my faith as well, Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior. So that's a hobby. I know me and my sister have been doing that collectively as well.
Awesome.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm a creative girl.
I love it.
I know.
Amazing.
It's funny. Yeah, like sometimes though, like I'll walk into a room and I'm like, no one knows I'm a drummer. I'm like, no one would ever guess.
I'm like, don't even know.
I'm like, no one would ever guess. Like if I ask, what do you think an instrument? They would not say drum.
I'll tell you a story really fast. When I joined this band, I was like trying to figure out like how it worked. And I was like, if I get Molly on my side, if I get her like really excited about this, I was like, we're unstoppable.
Yeah.
And I constantly, I don't know if she realizes this, but I constantly like poke her and like where she's at on things in terms of like, I think that she has the ability and capability to be an absolute boss.
Yeah.
And I think the same thing of Zoe too, obviously. But I think Molly kind of will just like go through her life and just kind of be like, dude, I don't want to say like,
valid. It's valid.
And I feel like, I mean, I don't know if you're familiar with like The Warning. Like I know that the drummer for The Warning, they're a sister duo or sister act out of Mexico. But I know the drummer is like a really like important creative force. And I feel like I've watched Molly start to become even more so that creative force. And so the fact that she said creative, I was like, okay, maybe I'm not full of crap. Like maybe I am on to the thing that I'm pondering.
You have brought it out of me, dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Yeah. He gives me confidence. Dude, okay, so we played a church gig and I was so nervous because I never played a church gig. We did it as RōZY.
That's right, yeah.
And at our church. And I was so nervous because this was a good church and I didn't know.
Yeah.
and they have transitions, and I was like on the fly, and I'm not used to that. Anyways, Eris was right next to me. The guy would be like, "Hey, can you do this, this, and that?" and explain something, and I'd look at Eris. Eris would be like, "Just do this," and I'm like, "I." And so I was able to like, so he's always got my back, and I appreciate that.
He always whoops me in rock, paper, scissors before every show.
Oh my God, that's true. I won this last time.
I did win.
Awesome.
All right, Zoe, your turn.
All right, Zoe.
Who am I? Friend of music.
Sorry.
I too am a creative. I love to paint. Our family's pretty creative. I'm not gonna lie, so it makes sense.
Both sides.
Yeah. I love to paint. I love Jesus Christ. He is wonderful. My aunt asked me to be part of it was a 21-day sprint through the New Testament, and it was a lot. And it was back in January, and I ended up kind of I don't want to say falling off, but I was like, okay, well, I really want to understand what I'm reading. So I've been trying to read at least a chapter to 2 chapters a day out of the New Testament since then. I'm finally on Timothy. Let's go. It's been great. I love to do that. I love video games. I'm a big gamer girl. I used to stream for a while. And like on Twitch and stuff. I use the band's name as a streaming thing. Just, that way people can find out more about us. Yeah. And I don't do that as much anymore, but I love video games like so much. I enjoy dancing. Dancing is I love to go like there's a country bar out not too far from here, and I love to go like line dancing and just dancing in general.
Right.
Yeah, man. I love
I mean, honestly,
I love coffee.
I love life.
We talked about this on the way up here. Like that is her thing.
That is her thing.
Morning coffee, like Bible study.
Yeah.
Like a different coffee shop.
Every day.
If I ever need a recommendation. Food too. Like she loves going out. She's such a social butterfly. And I am not. And so I appreciate that she is able to be the front of this band because I cannot.
Yeah, man.
Not as good as you.
If you ever come to Houston, need recommendations for food or coffee, let me know.
Listen, I'm going to be looking forward to hanging. I know my son was there a couple of years ago. He had a ball when he was in Houston with his ex-girlfriend at the time. But he had a great time. He had a great time in Houston. He really did. So what makes RōZY a must-watch and listen?
Ooh. Our culture.
The RōZY culture.
The RōZY culture is pretty. Honestly, what makes it a good watch and listen, if you want a group of people you feel like you can relate to and be friends and homies with, that is why. Like I feel like who we are is very much like enhanced in the band. Like Eris said, we love to be goofy.
Yeah.
Like literally, it doesn't matter. We'll always be goofy with each other.
There's no judgment with us.
No.
Like, you can, because our range of people who enjoy watching, coming to the shows, and listening to us is, like, older people to, like young 70s. Children.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, literally. So we kind of are a place for everyone, honestly.
I love it.
That's the goal, too. Like, we're not trying to, the goal is, obviously to figure out who specifically our demographic is and cater to them.
Yeah.
But anybody can listen to us. We're not like out here cussing.
I don't. Yeah. I make that point. That's cussing our song.
Being negative.
I cuss on shit.
I know. And that's okay. And that's okay. We're not going to.
Stop.
You do. Yeah. So we allow ourselves to be ourselves. And I feel like people can see that, and they can come to us, and we're very open. Like when they come to the show, they automatically want to run to Zoe or to one of us. Zoe usually because she's the most familiar, but they feel like they can just talk to us forever, and they'll take pictures and do all of that, and they're comfortable with us. And I feel like not a lot of bands are like that, and not a lot of people are as open, or they have this weird we're better than you. Because we were on stage and you weren't, attitude towards their people. But we are the complete opposite. We love to talk to them and know who they are. And then they come to the next shows. And that's how you really keep your people, is to make them feel seen, and comfortable
Find out
around
different
you.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
know certain things. And I'm the worst with remembering people. Oh my God.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. Zoe will tell me the person 3 times every single time she asks me. I'm like, who is that? I just explain it over again. I'm so sorry.
So
This is a public apology to my band right now. I'm so sorry that you guys have to repeat yourselves, but I love that they do it anyway.
Yeah, bro.
But like certain people will stick out in my head, and the fact that like any of us remember them, they feel so like, oh my gosh, like you remember I saw you 3 years ago, and whatever, you were blonde and you were whatever.
Yeah,
they just feel so important, and I think that's what's
that is truly great, and I've always felt the same way. After shows, I wanted to talk to the people. I wanted to have conversation with them to let them know there's still so many people that 20 years ago now that I toured. I'm still friends with them. Overseas in Germany and Italy and France, it's everywhere. I still talk with them to this day. We, Facebook and all those things like that, social media, thank God for it, but we still have conversation. I remember their birthdays and the whole nine. It's amazing. And I'm thankful for it. And I just think that it's a part of you guys that is great also, understanding what the fans mean to you. So I'm telling you, guys are next level nice. I can't say it enough. So we're getting close to the end, but let me ask you this. For all the fans, both day one supporters and those just discovering your music, what can they expect next from RōZY? Any new music, tours, or surprises on the horizon?
We can say so, yeah.
Yeah, new music.
New music for
definitely
sure.
music.
We're gonna try and get out like in more of the US, reach more of the US more next year, like in person.
Right.
I think what else is new?
Right now we're still kind of like cooking.
Yeah.
We're cooking. And we're cooking and we're trying to get in finances for said cooking,
Right.
So trying to figure it out, like plan things. And we definitely have things in mind that we would like to do. And
we have a big old whiteboard right here that usually has all of our stuff on it.
Yeah, people that we want to see, like other homies. Because like, for instance, we played in Las Vegas and a guy we did a podcast with, he showed up and we're like, oh my gosh. And we have other people like that, like for instance, or like, we have a guy, where's
Benny?
No,
Kevin.
Chord Progression. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Kevin.
He's up in Minnesota.
We would love to come and see him because he would definitely come out to our show and bring all his friends, but like just expand for RōZY.
Yeah, man, we want to if we can financially afford it, because all of this we all just hustle it.
Yeah, we don't have any like
investor. We have sponsors for like gear, but like straight up money, like
this is all
a school bus that takes.
Yeah,
and that's not cheap, so like we try really, really hard to plan out as much as we can, but if that wasn't an issue, we'd be going everywhere, absolutely everywhere. So we're trying to make a little bigger expansion come 2026, and hopefully a little more festivals and
we signed up with your boy Ryan.
Distilled.
He's
Ryan, make sure. Listen, I'm gonna call him. Listen, after we finish, I'm gonna call him, and I'm gonna be like, relent. Come on, man. I don't know. Find that billionaire, the financier, get behind this group right here. I was like, you listen, the roster is amazing. The roster is amazing. There's no doubt. And I love all the bands, but I'm like, these youngsters here are the ones, man. I feel that way. I really do. So, what was the last song you guys listened to, each of you?
Oh.
Man, what the heck? What?
Give me 1 sec.
So I can tell you right now. So I'm obsessed with Fallout New Vegas. I put 150 hours in it in 5 months.
That was 160, bro.
Okay, 160 hours in like 5 months. And so Fallout Radio has been really intense. I really enjoy. It is the Big Iron.
Big Iron.
Yeah, it's either that one or something from Ella Fitzgerald, because she's got stuff in there too.
Okay.
Wait, it's Big Iron by Marty Robbins, or no, that was the last one I did listen to.
Yeah. Mine, I've been listening to the playlist 2000s Christian worship because it's been like
fire,
bro. It's been like I literally found this playlist and I sent it to Zoe and I was like, dude, there are songs in there that I didn't even realize I knew that I knew. And the last one I listened to was "Hello, My Name Is" by Matthew West, and
nice. I was listening to Intervals, A Different Light. So I was doing like some prog, and then I was also listening to Waves by Guthrie Govan. Oof, I'm learning that one again for the third time.
Dang, oh my gosh.
That's what I did for my senior recital. I did Waves.
Nice.
That was
Brutal.
I transcribed the first solo, and then I improvised the chill solo.
Okay.
And then I had to do that really big, and I ate total crap. But yeah, that's when I was,
Chris, was it McGee?
It was McGee for sure. I think it was a little bit more. But on top of McGee, the last thing Zoe and I listened to collectively was the new single by one of her bands, the Starbenders.
Starbenders, yes.
Friend.
Great band. You should check them out.
Yes.
Indeed.
We saw them when they came to Houston last, and that was a really fun show.
Yeah. Man, you want glam rock, like 4-piece glam rock, super sick. 2 girl drummer, girl lead singer, dude guitar player and bassist. Eris looked like the bass player that was in there. They were twins. Really, really cool. Before he cut his hair. Would very much recommend them. They're awesome. I love them.
Awesome. Was that all 4 of you?
Yes,
I think
sir.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a bonus.
Well, let me say this once again. I have enjoyed this so much. I hope you guys and listen. You know, you see what I have behind me. I was just like, yo, I gotta just big them up, man. I said they just so dope to me. I mean, just honestly. So
You.
you guys are amazing. You're incredible. Everything about you is bigger than life, and I just expect bigger things from you. You know, not that you're not already doing it. I just expect. I don't know. I just love you guys. I'm just letting you know that. So you guys are really amazing. You really are. And I'm thankful and grateful for you. Thankful and grateful for this time right here. So the floor is yours. Please let my watchers and listeners know where they can support your music and movement.
Yeah. So
Go ahead.
if you can find us on all social media at the RōZY Official. That is TheROZYOFFICIAL. Or you can find us on streaming platforms under RōZY. Just capital R, lowercase O, capital Z, capital Y, because they won't let us put the line with the O.
Yeah.
But If you find our logo girl, that's us.
Right. Well, listen, once again, thank you guys so much. And you're welcome back anytime. We're family also. And I'll continue to support. And I pray anytime, if you guys are anywhere close to me, I'll be there. You know, and even if I'm out Houston way, I'm definitely gonna get in touch with you guys and we can go and do whatever and get some dinner or lunch or whatever it is. So just once again, I appreciate you guys. You guys are truly amazing and awesome. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
This was great.
I know.
Thank you
It's
so
fun.
much.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The greatness of RōZY. Hey, a band that is not only keeping rock alive and pushing it forward with power, passion, and undeniable energy. It's always a blessing to share time with true talent, and the amazing band is exactly that. So from Live and Loud with the Lord, Nelson, that is, the big guy with the big show in association with the CMS Network and 5 Royals ENT, I just want to say thank you to RōZY for taking the time to spend some time with us. And to all of you listening, until next time, do your best to lead with love and follow with faith. I am the Lord. Nelson, that is. Always got to clarify. And you, like I, have been blessed with the presence of RōZY. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Nothing I can fix. Trust me, baby, listen to me. It's just a little mess. Nothing I can fix. Trust me. I'm stuck in the middle, fighting for my love, fighting for your happiness. Caught in a rush between what I should do, I should be. I'm yours, need to please. That's enough. I'm stuck in the middle with you.
everybody. It's Doropesh, and you are listening, and you see the Lord Nelson, and I love him. He's awesome. So keep on watching, keep on listening, and lots of love and metal, and have a great time.
Turn it up. You're listening to Live and Loud with the Lord Nelson, that is.